Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Malika Mulki with my friend Firyal, Farah, and also Radit. So we are from second group. We will explain about a novel that is A Map of Home by Randa Jarar. So A Map of Home is a novel that written by Randa Jarar and was published on 2008. This novel was get some award like Hopwood Award and also Arab American Book Award. Gerard is a novelist, essayist, and also translator, and also writer of a short story. Gerard was born in America, but she grew up in Kuwait and Egypt. Then she then then she moved to Texas after Gulf War. This novel also tells about a Gulf War. Gulf War is a war caused by Iraq invasion. There was political, cultural, and social chaos throughout Kuwait when Saddam Hussein finally invaded Kuwait on 1990. This novel has three settings, that is Kuwait, Egypt, and also Texas. Overall, this novel tells about Gulf War, warfare, bombing, invasion on Kuwait, and more political and social chaos that lead to there is negotiation of identity by Nadali as a main character. As stated by Johar in her article that this novel focuses on negotiation of identity in the work of particular author in each of three posts. So for the next it will explain by my friend that is Firyal Farah.
Here is the synopsis of A Map of Home by Randa Jara. The story of this novel is about Nidali, the rebellious daughter of an Egyptian Greek mother and a Palestinian father. In addition to this mixed-up background, Nidali has an American passport and a precariously peripatetic personal history. Born in Boston, Nidali grew up in Kuwait, but her family flees to Egypt during the 1990 Iraqi invasion, and her family last flight to Texas. By the time she landed in Texas, Nidali has become seasoned traveler, and wherever she goes, she carries with her the awareness of her inescapable difference. Nidali's story is shaped by the harsh realities of ethnic division and political uncertainty and war, but it is also essentially a typical coming of age story. Nidali mixes humor with a sharp, loving portrait of an eccentric middle class family, and this perspective keeps her buoyant through the hardships she encounters. The humiliation of going through a checkpoint on a visit to her father's home in the West Bank. The political is always personal for Nidali. For her, bombs dropping in Kuwait means that nobody remembers her 13th birthday. As her family drive across Iraq on their way to Egypt, she wrote a letter to Saddam Hussein complaining that this invasion has separated her from her boyfriend. And ultimately, international crises have less impact on Nidali's life than ongoing battle between her and her baba on subjects like curfew and college. The fight with her father, who want her to become famous professor stay stay away from boys. The end of her childhood as Iraq invaded Kuwait on her 13th birthday, and the scare she gave her family when she ran away from home.
Nidali's journey begins as she draws the first breath on her life. Nidali draws her first breath in Boston and came back to Kuwait as his father got the job on there. She raised as a boy by his father, and his father make believe that Nidali doesn't need anything else except studying and become a professor. So in her Baba mind, the goal of life is to be an educated person, so that it won't be hard to survive the poverty that her Baba has been through. Nevertheless, Nidali has a different goal in her life. She chose to be happy. She chose to experience life. She chose to break the shackles that from her Baba to experience life. And Nidali has been wiped as a Muslim girl that live in Middle East. She does not resemble herself as the girl who is strictly on the religion. She has drifted from the path that her father provided. Nidali searched her own desire from life and explored it through the years. Her identity has become blended with modernity and her open mind. And some people might say she does not qualify as a good Muslim. And still and all, she has evolved as a greater person to live her life as she desired. Thank you for the attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.